In this world, cause and effect are real, but this isn't the venomous enemies and creditors that Buddhism evokes in its lengthy teachings, but rather energy. In physics, this is called quantum entanglement. When energy is low, people and events of lower energy will naturally become entangled, and the outward manifestation is a continuous stream of misfortune. Because the universal law of the jungle remains unchanged, whoever has the most power has the final say. Therefore, if your own power is still low, and you are unaware of the invisible forces behind others, do not easily interfere with the karma of others. Otherwise, you will be like a clay Buddha crossing the river, unable to save himself. In a sense, both medicine and metaphysics are high-risk professions. This is because these two fields are where interfering with the karma of others is most serious. Being a doctor is a noble profession dedicated to healing and saving lives. However, whether practicing traditional Chinese medicine or Western medicine, the diagnosis and treatment process inevitably requires contact with patients, and some even require in-depth contact, such as in traditional Chinese medicine, massage, and physical therapy. Many people don't know that illnesses are categorized as yin and yang. In today's world, purely yang illnesses are rare. Many are manifestations of yin illnesses that have progressed to a certain stage. In addition to pathogenic, patients also have a high level of turbid and evil qi during their interactions with patients. Doctors actually establish connections to varying degrees. The patient's diseased and evil spirits will consume the doctor. In other words, through this connection, the demons have the opportunity to absorb the doctor's yang energy. This is especially true with traditional Chinese medicine massage, which can even transfer the diseased energy directly to the doctor himself if not handled properly. Our karma is reflected in our qi. Qi is a person's energy and is extremely important. This is why many doctors suffer from poor health. The Chinese medicine practitioner I knew would come up the mountain every once in a while, while to clear out turbid qi and replenish energy, being constantly in a chaotic environment surrounded by patients and having to connect with different patients is incredibly draining. It's difficult for a doctor to heal himself. Master Nhaxia is a prime example. The field of metaphysics is also a hotbed for interfering with the karma of others. I've actually written about this before, but many people don't understand this and simply flocking out of interest or other reasons. This leads to them becoming plagued by negative energy, being disturbed by demons, and severely damaging their physical and mental health. I know many people who engage in metaphysics who suffer from poor health. There are countless examples of people who, while helping others, ended up getting themselves into trouble, whether it's fortune-telling, mind-body-spirit therapy, or feng shui. It's inevitable to come into contact with a significant amount of negative energy. In addition to the energy one draws from oneself, there's also energy from clients. There's a saying in metaphysics that 5 drawbacks and 3 deficiencies. This is because all the metaphysical practices on the market can only connect to and leverage negative energy, without exception. This means they can only access negative energy, not positive energy. Without the protection of pure positive energy, the body will be depleted. Over time, the energy level decreases and the magnetic field becomes increasingly chaotic. Therefore, few who work in this line of work have a good ending. Even those with religious sanction and reputable pedigrees cannot avoid fighting negative with negative and becoming plagued by negative energy. In short, in metaphysics, whether you're doing it out of kindness or simply to make a living, If you interfere with their living, they will in turn eat you the negative energy behind. You will simply use your energy to help you. Regardless of how other negative energies consume you, you will accumulate more and more negative energy, leading to worsening health and declining fortune. Severe consequences can even affect future generations. This is the underlying cause and effect. In short, don't easily interfere with the karma of others without the protection of positive energy. The difference here is that we have a source of positive energy, pure positive energy. However, we still adhere to the principles of doctors don't knock on doors. Teachings aren't passed on lightly. Teachings aren't sold cheaply, and teachers aren't just passing by. Don't help unless asked. Because I've seen too many farmers and snakes situations, let go of the need to help others and respect their fate.